Hello and welcome to the video. This is an overview and first look and review, I guess, of this thing here. This is the new Rekon 4 from RekonFPV. Now, RekonFPV is a collaboration between Dave C, a very talented designer of quads, and HGLRC. Now, you've watched things on the channel before. I like the HGLRC regular quads anyway, but the previous version of this model, the Rekon 5, its bigger brother, is one of my daily drivers, and I love it. It has my Insta360 camera on it, and it gets flown all the time. It is fantastic for aerial filming. But its little baby brother has just come out, and I kind of wanted to show you this. Anytime there's a new model from RekonFPV, I get excited. And for those of you that are following people like Dave C on Instagram, you'll have seen the Rekon 3, which is the smaller version that just has a single 18650 battery on the top. But let's get into this standard stuff. I will show you the unboxing, show you how it comes, go through the specs. We'll look at the Betaflight settings, so dump and diff are linked below. I'll take it out of the field and fly it and give my summary at the end. So this is how it arrives, very similar to a lot of the other HGLRC models that I've got. This is the one with the Cadix rattle in here, or radle, not sure how you say that. This is analog FPV. I think you can get it with digital FPV systems as well. This is a 4-inch frame, so support 4-inch props. You get a couple of different types, I'll show that in a moment. Wheelbase of 182mm, a Zeus F722 flight controller in here, paired with a Zeus 28 amp 4-in-1 ESC that's 3 to 6S capable. That has a Zeus 800mW VTX at the back that will go from everything from pit mode to 800mW. Nice to see the QC pass sticker on it as well, and we'll probably see when we plug it in that it's been armed already. Plastic supports made out of 3D printed TPU, I think, for the skeletonized action camera if you want to do that. It has a Cadix rattle FPV camera at the front, which is what it's talking about at the side. 1404 2800 kV brushless motors. So it is designed for 4S. M80 GPS at the back. So that's the power cable at the front, over the top of the camera for your action camera, and then mine didn't come with a receiver. There is the flying lead for the receiver at the back. While I think of it, let me just put this big super duper long antenna on the back here as well, probably the longest one I've got on any of the models here. FPV drone buzzer underneath, 2 lots of props. There is a standard fixed set of props with the associated bits to put them on, and also nicely they've included a set of folders as well. So the Gemfan 4024 2-bladed props, and I think the other ones are Gemfan 4019 2-bladed props. A set of each. It would have been nice to have a couple of spares in case you break anything. So ignore the card that's in the box because the props are designed to counter rotate. So I don't know if this is going to be in the final production ones. I'm not sure if this is pre-production or not, but just ignore that. We'll go into Betaflight in a moment and I'll show you how it's set up. So let's plug the cable into the USB port at the side. Nice and easy to get to, no shenanigans to do that. And once it's connected, let's click on connect. We can see stuff in the data flash log, which is great, and that's quite a chunk actually. They've obviously made sure that this was okay before it shipped it. We'll enable expert mode, and everything's moving perfectly. And it's pretty flat too. Right, let's go through this. So in terms of ports, that's how it's all set up. Looks like UART4 is the only one without anything on it. We have the GPS, the video transmitter for tramp control, and the ESC telemetry turned on. Configuration looks like this. Only a couple of things to note. Motor direction is reversed. Be aware of that before you fit your props. D-Shock 600, 8K gyro and PID loop frequencies, but this is an F7 base flight controller, so it's ticking over. Nothing else really to comment on here. It's S-Bus by default, and the rest of it is pretty standard stuff. In terms of power and battery, it looks like that. Pretty standard stuff. Failsafe is set for the GPS rescue. PID tuning, I will point you to the dump and diff files. Again, links below if you want to go and have a look at those for how it's actually set up. The modes, there's only 2 set up by default, one for arming, one for GPS rescue. So I definitely recommend connecting this and configuring up how you want. These little quads are great for flying around. I'm going to add like an angle, a horizon, and probably a beeper as well, just to make sure that I can find it when it comes down in long grass. And that has already saved me a couple of potentially lost models. On-screen display has lots of information in here, but you're going to have to move it around. You're going to have to come in here and set up your video transmitter stuff so it powers up in the way that you want. And then I've gone into CLI and again done the dump and diff details below. To fly this model is very, very good. Now, that's not a surprise. This is a model from Dave C and HGLRC, and those guys know how to set up a quad and to tune Betaflight. It's not as physically striking as its larger brother, the Rekon 5, but it is a very capable little 4-inch quadcopter. The thing that surprised me about this is how nippy it is and how much power it's got. It is small and lightweight, even with things like the GPS on it and the recovery buzzer and all the other pieces that are stuck on the frame. Now, ignore the amp drawer that's in the lower left hand corner. One of the things I found after I played with it for a while is that the current settings for the power bits and pieces in Betaflight are actually wrong. I'll show you what that needs to be in a moment. So the current is reading way too high on here, and I was doing a lot of the flying actually with a 1300 milliamp hour battery. Now that's a lot bigger than the ones that are recommended for this model, but it was hovering easily at a third throttle and it was handling that weight without any problem at all. And the fact that I'd sacrificed putting something like a skeletonized GoPro or action camera on the top meant that I was using that weight that would have been in there in a battery, and it was a very capable, fun quad. I did also try it with a 4S lithium ion pack and found that with that I was pulling the voltage down, even on the packs designed for these kind of 4-inch quads, quite a bit. So this obviously has a little bit more power than some of the other 4-inch more Explorer style quads that I've got on the shelf, but this one is really, really fun with a good high-end lithium ion battery. This is a little speed machine and incredible fun. The only thing I'll comment here is that it is quite loud. It makes a screaming noise, particularly when you're flying it aggressively. So do make sure you choose your battery wisely, and this isn't one that you're going to be able to sneak up on people with. Now, I'm a big fan of the Rekon 5 quadcopter. It is my daily driver, and I'm using it at the moment, particularly with fixed wing reviews, to do the follow drone footage. It is just a fantastic model, and this, its younger brother, is very much in the same vein. As I said, it's not as striking in the same way as the bigger model is, but it performs really, really nicely. There's the same attention to detail on here as you'd expect from RekonFPV. Lots of attention to detail, really, really nicely put together and nicely tuned and set up out the box. I do like the option for the two sets of props for the folders and the standard ones. Again, I'm running the standard ones here. The folders are nice. It makes it a very small package with the folding props that you can put away. The only thing is, of course, you do have to bend this antenna. There is the space, of course, on the front for a skeletonized action camera, although, to be honest, as I said in the flying footage, I haven't really been using it for that. I've got the larger, bigger brother, which in my humble opinion I think is a better filming platform, unless you really need the 4-inch model. But this is just tremendous fun to fly, really quick, very agile, and makes a heck of a noise. Watch the props when you fit them and the direction, because these are reverse props. The little thing in the box was the incorrect way round. I think they've changed that for future shipping, so just be aware of that so you don't get it the wrong way round. It's easy to do. I would love if RekonFPV and HGLRC started making these quads iNav capable, and what I mean by that is using and setting up the compass, or setting up an external compass with the I2C pads. These kind of quads are fantastic on Betaflight, but I would really, really love to have a go at one of these with iNav. I know the later versions, or I've heard the later versions of the Rekon 5 actually used an updated version of the flight controller that did have I2C pins on. And from what I've seen, it's quite a common mod to actually flash it with iNav. And that would be nice to be included out of the box to make it easier for those of us that are iNav pilots. As I said, the current, you probably saw in the videos, is reading way too high. You need to change it from 179 to 279 as I show here. That seems to work an awful lot better. Again, if there are any other little tweaks or things I find as I continue to fly this, I'll put them in the description down below. The only weird thing I've had is I have tried this with both the Crossfire receiver and a FreeSky receiver, and both of them I've really struggled to get the flight controller to see the failsafe condition, i.e. when you turn your radio off, that the failsafe warning comes on in configurator or in the on-screen display. It doesn't seem to spot that. So when you get yours, just double check and test that so you know that's going to work. In the end, what I did, I actually set the receiver to send a fail-safe mode setting in the event of a failure, and that was the way I kind of got around it so it was safer to fly. So in summary, while this is not as flashy as the Rekon 5, this is a solidly built, very well spec speed machine. If you want a fast 4-inch that can carry a naked GoPro or an Insta360 or something like that, then this is a really, really nice option. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that if you're trying to learn a topic will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.